and welcome to another edition of the Bless You Boys video podcast. I'm your host and managing editor, Kurt Mensching of Bless You Boys. It's cold, it's windy, it's wavy, it's Marquette. I am on the shores of Lake Superior sitting in a pavilion, but I am here to talk a little more baseball with you today, so let's get right to that, hey? Well, we've talked about the Tigers, now let's talk about the rest of the league. I think the American League is pretty strong this year, and I've touched on this in the past. The big thing we have to get used to is a second wild card being added, and how will that affect things. So let's just run through who I think will make the playoffs this year. The American League East, I'm going out on a limb here. I am dropping the Yankees. Call me crazy, but that's what's going to happen. I feel like the Tampa Bay Rays are going to win the American League East this year, and that might not surprise many people, but they're a really good team. Secondly, I feel like the Boston Red Sox are going to take a wild card spot out of the American League East. The Yankees, I just don't feel sold on them. I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're aging and their pitching is just not good enough, and we're going to see them get a little comeuppance this year, and we're going to like it. The American League Central, obviously I take the Tigers. What happens after Detroit? I don't know. There's 4 teams. I don't really like any of them. I think the Minnesota Twins are better than a lot of people think. I think the White Sox are going to be a little bit better than people think. I think the Royals are going to be worse than people think. Everyone loves jumping aboard that Royals bandwagon. That bandwagon is not for me. And the Cleveland Indians, they're a bit of a wild card. Maybe they finish in 3rd. They got some problems, obviously. Especially Ubaldo Jimenez has just not performed up to expectations when they made that trade, and they're going to pay for giving up their prospects. That was a pretty crappy move on their end, so let's enjoy that for a moment as Tigers fans. A good moment indeed. Okay, the American League West. 2 really stacked teams in the West, and either of them could win the World Series. I really like the Angels. They added pitching, obviously, in C.J. Wilson. They added hitting in Albert Pujols. They're just a really good team, and they're going to probably win the division. Second wild card in the American League, Texas Rangers. I really like the Rangers. I feel like they've given up. They've lost a little bit in losing Wilson, but I still feel like they're a really good team, and they can probably cruise through a rather weak West division otherwise. So what's going to happen in the playoffs? I'm going to take the Angels advancing to the ALCS. I'm going to take the Rangers advancing out of the wild card round, and I'm going to take the Tigers advancing out of the divisional round. Frankly, I haven't thought this through that good. Don't tell anyone. I'm not even sure if my predictions are possible. Let's hope so anyway. But in any case, I like the Angels to win the American League over the Tigers. I don't like it. I hate it, actually. But I feel like the Angels are the team to beat. So I'm going to put them there. If the Tigers win the AL, great. They're a capable team. They could do that. But I'm just going to go with the odds here and say the field is going to win over the Tigers and hope that I'm wrong. How about some postseason awards? I feel like this is the year that Miguel Cabrera finally wins the MVP. I know that makes 2 Tigers in a row, and that would be a little strange, but with a move to third base, he's just going to be even more valuable on the other end of the diamond. And he's still going to slug like crazy, and with Prince Fielder behind him, hey, the ceiling is the limit, maybe beyond that. Pitching, I don't know, frankly. Let's give it to Jared Weaver. I feel like the Angels are a great team. Weaver is a good pitcher, and Justin Verlander may repeat, but it just doesn't happen all that often, so I don't want to pick Verlander to repeat. Rookie of the Year, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go with Matt Moore out of Kansas City, but I really don't know on this award, and frankly, whatever we think in early April usually ends up wrong anyway, so who cares? So that is where I see the rest of the American League. The National League, I don't really care who wins that, frankly. But I feel like it's going to be the Rockies coming out of the National League in the end. And they may even come out of the wild card spot. I actually have the Dodgers winning the AL West, so we're going to see how that happens. I've got the Marlins making the playoffs, and I've got the Phillies making the playoffs. Out of the Central Division, I got the Brewers making the playoffs. So like I said, I got the Rockies coming out of the NL, and I got the Angels over the Rockies for the World Series. Am I wrong? Probably. Well, I was wrong. These things are just created so that your favorite sports writers and analysts can look stupid at the end of the season. I'm more than happy to look stupid for you. Look at me. I'm out here right now. hope you'll share yours in the comments. Season is on Thursday. Don't tell anyone. Okay.